First is on the basis of nature. We have primary, general, local, and special. What happens in primaries? Either the general public will vote or the members of the parties will vote, and they will elect one particular person who will serve or who will be the party nominee, and then he will contest the election, what we see in primaries in the elections of president in the United States. So primary elections are for picking up the party nominees, we can say, and narrowing the total number of candidates, especially when the party members vote. Very simply, we can say that primary elections are for picking up or electing the party nominees. In that course, either the general public cast their vote or the members of a particular parties cast their vote. If the general public cast the votes, then that primary is called open primary, and if only party members cast their vote, that is called closed primary. And that way, we can say the party nominees are elected. Now suppose after the first round of voting, primary election I mean, none of the candidates could secure the absolute majority. Then what will happen? The second round of voting will take place, which is as good as runoff method. And of the two candidates who had secured the highest number of votes in the first primary, they will go for the second round of voting, and finally the person who has secured the maximum number of votes will get elected. So let us understand one by one. First is primary. To elect party's nominee, then we can say either general public votes or members of party vote. Types of primary will be open. This is voting by general public, and closed, voting by party members. This is what we say in types of primary, and it is example we have USA presidential election of United States. What I said is that after the first round of voting, if none of the candidates could secure the absolute majority, then the second primary takes place, which is as good as runoff method. If no candidate could secure absolute majority, then second primary, that is runoff, takes place between two candidates who had secured the highest number of votes in the first primary. And then the person who secured the highest vote, he will be declared elected, and that is what we say, he will become the party nominee. That is the type of election we say primary. So 2-3 things we have to remember. One is that this is to elect a party's nominee. Generally what happens that general public or members of a party will cast their vote. If general public is voting, then that primary is called open. If party members are voting, that is called closed. Once the voting is done, and after the first round of counting, if you find that none of the candidates could secure the absolute majority, then you pick up two candidates who had secured the highest number of votes in the first primary, and then runoff method or the second round of voting takes place between these two candidates. And the person or the candidate of the two who secures the highest number of votes, he is declared elected and he will become the party's nominee. That is what the primary is. Second, we have general election. All or most of the seats are filled. Most of the seats in the principal legislative body are filled. Example, India also. That's what we say, general election. When for Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha or even for state legislature, we say that parliamentary positions or parliamentary seats are filled, either all or most of them are filled through elections, and that is what we call general election in that. The third is local election of candidates to hold positions in local bodies, that we have panchayats and municipalities. And the fourth is a special election in an extraordinary situation, such as vacancy due to death of an elected member. If somebody dies, then the seat becomes vacant, or fall of government before term. So we have by-election. This is what a special election is. That is, these are the types based on on the basis of the nature of election: primary, general, special and local.